Hey, welcome back to Delectable You, recipes for food and for life. Today, we are digging into my Italian roots and we are making marinara sauce. This sauce, the recipe, is the culmination of my Italian roots and like what is that? Like, not telepathically, but it's like come through the generations through me. It's my mother's sauce, my aunt's sauce, my great-grandmother's sauce, my grandmother's sauce, all come together. And I have to say, this is the best marinara sauce I have ever made. And I think you're gonna feel the same. And there are some secrets that make it the best marinara sauce that I've ever made. And I'm not gonna have them be secret anymore. I'm gonna share them with you. So let's go on over to the stove and I'm gonna show you what to do. All right, so every good Italian pasta sauce starts with olive oil and onions. So I've got 3 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil here and 1 giant onion. You don't need the onion to be this big. So just like 1 large sized onion that has been small diced. And we're gonna put this in here and we're gonna let the onion get nice and translucent for, I don't know, this will probably take about 10 minutes. And then there's the proverbial wooden spoon. This reminds me so much of my grandmother. Just gonna toss this around and I'm gonna let it do its thing for about 10 minutes. All right, so I'm all about recipes that are easy enough for you to cook with a baby on your hip. And our baby, Madison, woke up from her nap, so she's gonna join us. Can you say hi, Madison? Thank you so much, sweetie. Okay, so as you can see, our onions are nice and translucent. So before we do anything else, we're gonna add some garlic. Not going to use the knife because I don't want to get that near you, Madison. So this is 5 cloves of garlic that have been minced up nice and fine. Okay, we're just going to add these in and toss them around for about 30 seconds, just until you can start to smell the garlic. Oh, okay, great. All right, so now we've got some ingredients that we need to add. I have got 2 cans of diced tomatoes. This is 28 ounces of organic diced tomatoes and their juices. So pour this in there. I'm gonna turn the heat up to medium low. Okay, I'm gonna add my 2nd can of diced tomatoes. Then I'm going to add a can of tomato sauce. This is a 15-ounce can of organic tomato sauce. I've also made it with 2 cans. So if you want to add, like if you're making this for a lot of people and you'd like to add a little bit more, go ahead and add 2 cans. It's still going to taste absolutely wonderful. So here's part of the beginning of the secret of this sauce. We're going to add vegetable stock. And we're going to add about a cup of vegetable stock. This is organic low sodium vegetable stock. I always use low sodium because I want to be able to control how salty my food is. Oh yes, thank you, sweetie. Okay. Then we're going to add about 1/3 cup of tomato paste. This tomato paste I froze because I always have it in the freezer and I don't always use the full contents of the jar. And the great thing about tomato paste is that when you're making the sauce, you can put it in even frozen. It's going to warm up and it's going to be completely fine. So that's great. Okay, now we're going to add a 1/2 teaspoon of ground black pepper. We're going to add a teaspoon of oregano. But my aunt who makes this recipe wanted you to know that she prefers basil and she prefers fresh basil. So if you're interested in following her lead, go ahead and use fresh basil instead of the dried oregano. Okay, next we're going to add a teaspoon of sea salt. I'm using Celtic sea salt. And finally, another secret ingredient that I really do feel makes this sauce taste the way that it does an apple that's been cut in 4 and cored. I don't want any of the seeds in there. Now we're gonna take the apple out before we actually serve the sauce, just like you would if you were putting a bay leaf in here. But it's just something about the sweetness of the apples and then the savory flavor of the vegetable stock along with all the traditional ingredients just makes this sauce completely out of this world. But you know what else is the secret to an Italian sauce? It needs to simmer on the stove for a long time. We're talking at least an hour. Okay, so I'm gonna turn it up to medium and I want it to start bubbling, and then I'm just gonna let it sit on the stove and simmer, bubbling just slightly for about an hour. And then we're gonna have the most amazing sauce. All right, so now my house smells like my grandmother's house smelled when I was a little girl, and my house smelled like when I was a little girl also because of the sauce that was simmering on the stove. Oh my gosh, it smells so good, but we gotta taste it. So it's been about an hour. I know my grandmother probably had her sauce simmering all day. The longer you simmer, honestly, the more the flavors come out. So feel free to leave this on low heat for as long as you want. I'm gonna taste this, but don't want to burn myself. Oh, that takes me right back. It's like my grandmother's with me right now. That's so crazy. So I'm actually going to turn this off because it's nice and ready, and I'm going to take the apples out and I'm going to serve it. I'm going to make an vegan eggplant parmesan. Oh my god, it's going to be so good. And I'm also going to make some lentil pasta, and I'm going to put some sauce on that for my daughter for dinner. So this is a marinara sauce. You use it however you want. Put it on pizza, put it over pasta, make some eggplant parmesan, whether it's vegan, gluten-free, or traditional, whatever you want. But I know you're going to enjoy this sauce because this will just transport you to Italy, and I cannot think of a better place to be right now, except for right here, of course. So that's how you make this amazing Italian marinara sauce. Thank you so much for joining me. This has been Lauren with Delectable You, and I will see you again and next time. Enjoy your sauce.